All right. So, Alexander Garcia here. I'm in a group with Tanya Chavez, and this is our lesson plan. So, first thing first, it's grade level 12. Um, the date, my name. All right, and then, so starting off, for our content standard, it's 12.4.3. So, 12 is the grade level. 12 point, so 4 is the content standard, which is students analyze the unique roles and responsibilities of the three branches of government as established by the U.S. Constitution. And then further in, the substandard is substandard 3 of this standard. It says identify their current representatives in the legislative branch of the national government. So there we have a little more specificity. And then for our learning objective, what we came up with was scholars will be able to identify their current representatives in the legislative branch of national government through diagramming, Google search, or a set of flashcards with a minimum of 10 representatives. All right. And then with that said, the level of Bloom applied is the level 1, remember and understand. I feel like this is the kind of the name of the game. We can see within our substandard that the goal is to identify. So that's what they're going to be doing. And so, as stated before, Bloom's applied levels of learning, this is level 1 out of 6, I believe. And then the co-teaching model we agreed to use was the team teaching. We chose this model because we feel like there can be a lot of advantages to team teaching, one of which being the students get more out of it, I believe. Then there's 2 teachers in the classroom, both going over things. It's harder to miss pieces of the subject, or you get 2 different mindsets going when you're answering and responding to students' questions. So it's just twice the teaching, in my opinion, in one session. And then for one of the barriers, we've came up with 2. Students may undermine the one teacher's authority. So basically, a student may have a favorite teacher out of the 2, or believe one is superior and kind of undermine the other, which is not good. There also could be a loss of accountability. This has to do with the teachers. I kind of think of this as kind of just passing something off, like, oh, I don't have to do this because Tanya is going to go over it in class, or things like that. So loss of accountability can take away from a teacher's involvement and responsibility to the students and their success. So solutions that we came up with was teachers will respect one another and discipline students as a unit. So me and Tanya will both basically back each other up if students begin to undermine either of us. Or you could also use this in just general settings as well. It doesn't have to be me and Tanya. And then for the loss of accountability, a solution would be teachers will both have a hand in every responsibility. So in every task, in every response, everything that is done, all the responsibilities we will both be contributing to, so that way nothing gets skipped or overlooked. And then here are some thoughts that we had. I can't speak for her, but for mine, I put that made the statement that it's important for teachers to be on the same page on every aspect in teaching in order to avoid students falling through the gap that is between the 2 teachers. So, like I said, 2 teachers shouldn't be basically skipping out or not putting their thinking that they have responsibilities and pawning off responsibilities on one another. I don't think that's right. And then going down here to evaluation. Yeah, evaluation. All right. So for evaluation, we chose to have a one-on-one 5-minute conversation with each student to evaluate if they were able to identify current members of the legislative branch within our government. That's a typo. It should be members. I can fix that right now, actually. Yeah. All right. So for evaluation, students, one of the barriers was students may not have been able to identify all names of the members within the legislative branch, basically not be able to complete the task. Solution to this would be more or less, I'm going to summarize this, but more or less teachers going over with the student and really seeing what they got caught up on. So identify what they got caught up on. And once we figure out what the student is having difficulty with, we can actually help them get through it. Whether this means going to study hall, giving them a little more time, direction, things of that nature. And then here students are able to see if, teachers are able to see if students were able to reach the level of cognition desired. They can further prod to find why or why not students are able to reach this level. So more or less what I went over with the barrier. And then that concludes my video.